program because it's in the month of power, this month of blessings, January, when we are remembering Brahma Baba, following in the footsteps. And he left us with those very powerful words: bodiless, egoless, viceless. And today we're going to add fearless. So our topic today is being incorporeal, the wonder of the point form. And we've seen from the beginning of this wonderful divine family that through following the directions of the Satguru, that deep, authentic practice of the point form, so many demonstrations of fearlessness at the time of opposition, at the time of partition, on the field of service, and that legacy continues today. We find ourselves at this time in a world where there is a lot of uncertainty, upheaval, and fear in the atmosphere. So very relevant topic. But not just fearless. There's a saying that where there is fear, there will not be love. But where there is love, there will not be any fear. And so that point form, not just fearless, but also responding with love. And that brings us completely, for me, to our spiritual resource today, who really embodies this form of fearless and loving. Very fortunate to have sharing on the topic today from the headquarters of Avyakti Parivar, which is like a mini Madhuban. We have Mohini Didi. So on behalf of the family, very delighted to welcome, warm welcome into the gathering, the very fearless and very loving presence of dear Mohini Didi. Om Shanti. I know it's morning, so good morning. Sorry to interrupt. Two announcements I just received. Hindi translation is now available. So you can get Hindi translation. And also a reminder that we are going to have the opportunity to address your questions after Mohini Didi shares. So you're welcome to put those in the chat box if you have questions.
Om Shanti. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, you're coming through beautifully.
It's really, really wonderful. Very different scene in the drama. But every scene of drama is beautiful. And there is always some secret, some benefit. So it's very beneficial also. We always used to think that one time we want all double foreigners to be in Madhuban same time. Yeah. And I know then, okay, Shanti one, then there always had been limit. And it had been also limit had been increasing in the way of accommodation and different reasons. But Baba wanted us to be together, world, universe, global family. So I think today all double foreigners, I know some might be in some other programs, but because the weekdays which are chosen are very near to 18th, So everyone has natural pull to Madhuban for January 18th. Many have started bhattis and working on how to follow the footsteps of Brahma Baba. I just want to share one blessing which Baba gave me. First time when I went to Madhuban in 1958. So I was leaving Madhuban first time. So I was emotional, but it was also, like Baba, he's Tirkaldarshi. He knows our future. I could never imagine whatever I am today is Baba's blessings. So Baba said, child, wherever you will go for any task, no one will say no to you. And then he said, if you are in soul consciousness. So because the way Baba said it, then I have to start using that practice wherever I went or whatever task has to be done. Oh, it's only when I'm in soul conscious that it will work out or other person will say yes. Those were the days in Yagya where they needed a lot of help from outside. Delhi being the capital of India and all the government ministries there. So if we need extra rationing, if we need anything, we had to go to these ministries because after partition, everything was given limited. No, it was rationing, everything rationing. But we couldn't manage, that much. If Baba's children have to have toli, have to have tea, and so much sugar, right? And that time the permit was for only 1 kilo sugar. So I had the fortune to go and contact lot of ministries to get permit for yagya. So because I had many tasks, so Baba knew. And then it was beginning of service, so a lot of obstacles will come. Once we were having a big program in a hall, big hall, but it was government hall. So suddenly something happened and the talk of one of the dadis going on and someone is saying, you all have to wind up, you have to finish. I said, well, why? So Jagdish Bhai came to me and said, let's go and talk to the chairman or head of the who controls this hall. So I'm just giving example that whenever there was any task or even obstacles came many, because Brahma Kumaris were not recognized, and if anyone says anything against, then they will take away whatever they were giving us. So I used Baba's blessing everywhere I went. And really everywhere, whatever it was, it always worked, always. And so I remember Baba's blessing very much. Because even at this time, what is most needed is soul consciousness or bodiless stage. Now, many have this question. So many ask me, what is the difference between bodiless state and soul conscious state? Now, bodiless stage is when we sit with Baba. I am soul, I am separate from body. I am in body, but I am separate. So, like detached and bodiless. Soul is without body, but body consciousness. So, I am just immortal soul, a peaceful soul, a loveful soul. Baba reminds us when he teaches us 5 drills. The first one is my eternal form. And really is so useful. Bodiless stage, whether it is you are in a very, very, let's say, violent situation, or you are in pain, or you are seeing certain scenes which are not very good. Yeah, become bodiless. So, two things. One is that you will not receive any sorrow or vibrations or negative energy. Secondly, you will also be serving in bodiless state because you are so detached that you can spread light and might in that stage of bodiless. Soul consciousness is while doing actions. I am cooking, I am soul using the hands, I am soul walking. So while using organs, awareness of that I am soul. And also same time looking at others also as a soul. Both are important. And sometimes more you look at others as a soul, you will become soul conscious too. So I am soul, I am using my body. You are walking on the road, you can still be in soul consciousness, but you can't be bodiless. Right? If you're walking on the road, you become bodiless, what will happen? You won't know where to go, where you're going. So soul consciousness stage while doing all actions. And bodiless stage is when you sit in meditation. You are completely detached. Not only detached, but in your eternal form. I am a mortal soul. I am a peaceful soul. I am a loveful soul. Your eternal image. And why it is important, eternal image, because that is where your original image of deity will emerge. If you are not in your eternal image, then the deity sanskars, the deity image will not emerge. And I had been practicing this, and it's a beautiful experience. As many times during day, you can just use your eternal form. It takes 2-3 minutes, but it has lot of influence not only on yourself but others also, because the qualities which you are emerging. One of the practice when I went to Madhuban in the beginning during Brahma Baba's time, Baba will tell, I was young, there were one or two others, afternoon, after tea break, go sit on this rock which was in front of Baba's room, where Brother Nirvair's rooms are, that used to be rock. Go and sit there for an hour and practice, I am a mortal soul. Then few days just practice, I am a peaceful soul. Then practice, I am a loveful soul. I am a pure soul. No, three: purity, love, and peace as eternal qualities. That time we didn't use word image or what Baba used to. So the foundation of soul consciousness and practice of bodiless stage in Brahmin life is very useful for the self service and while seeing and ability to give right responses to the situation through these two stages. But it is really wonder when you think, because point in Hindi is bindu. For Baba also we say, no, Jyoti Bindu. So it's like you can use it as, when we come to Madhuban, I remember since few years, even when double foreigner season, the first session begin, you are given a tilak, right? In the center of forehead, beautiful. So this sparkling star and tilak is the sign of course, awareness of soul, but also tilak of victory. If you want to all the time feel, yes, I will win, I will be able to do it. Yes, my capacity has come. Victory is from this awareness of soul consciousness. So Baba gives simple example. Think of you have tilak of victory that is also bindu or a dot. No, when we want to hmm, surrender to Baba and give Baba everything to take care, I need to use full stop, right? If I do not know how to use full stop, then I don't feel that Baba has taken away my weakness or whatever I have to say. And that's again, full stop is what? A dot, no? A bindu. And it's really important in our life that within a second, if I say stop, full stop, put one bindu. Yeah, it should work right with the practice. So when Baba had given this homework 1 year of applying 3 dots, 3 bindu, and that time when I was effort maker, even now I am, but it was more efforts. I will put one bindu, I am soul. Didn't work, still there are thoughts. I use another bindu, drama, Baba. Third is Baba. And see, we all have this in intellect, but as much we implement, as much we practice, apply these 3 bindu, it has so much power. One bindu doesn't work, then put second two, then third. And you could just feel it, the whole energy start coming. Stop. Bindu is drama. But also most powerful way to kind of motivate yourself. It's really motivation to be in soul consciousness. It can't be done by force, but it has to be done where you feel the benefit. Is that soul or bindu is also seed. So everything really is within the seed, whether it comes out of seed or goes in the seed. So this is the time for us to make our seed complete, because this seed or soul takes everything with it. So in golden age, where you are born, which status you get, everything what you get as a fortune in every birth, but I am talking of golden age now, because we are filling in the seed, those sanskars, virtues, power, everything, so that a seed is full. Many times I think and I give example because uh, in these countries less, but in India they have fresh peas, peas. Different places they use frozen but fresh. So when you peel it, so it's full, like there are so many beets, so many peas in one. If it's empty, you won't like it, right? So I, as the seed, then Baba says, children become complete. So who becomes complete? The soul, na? That means I have to keep feeling love and powers and potential, everything. Every good action I do goes back to the seed. Keep watering with knowledge, remembrance of Baba. So we can use a wonder of the word Bindu is very, very powerful also. When Baba said seed form stage, considering yourself seed, keep pulling in it. And most important, fundamental benefit is that it's only when I am in soul consciousness, a Bindu, that I can directly connect with one who is Supreme Bindu. He is also Bindu, because then it's bodiless stage, awareness of being soul will give us just direct connection with Baba. It becomes very, very easy. So within this Bindu, we have to take care of many things. One is mind, intellect, sanskars, light, and energy or power. You have to take care of all five things. So there is mind, right? We all know now mind, but mind is now our friend, right? All creativity is in the mind. We don't have problem with the mind, right? It's one manabha. But it needs to have capacity, mind, that it can merge everything and then emerge at the right time. Someone asked Adi Janki, or even with Brahma Baba. Brahma Baba, until last moment, had a very good memory. So, mind and intellect, if we practice soul consciousness, Baba's remembrance, but also remember that what I need to remember, what I need to forget. That if we remember everything, then what I need to remember, I forget. Many times you have found that the moment comes and you don't remember. And there are some souls they exactly remember. So it's a very, very deep attention on the self. There are certain things you immediately forget. You don't have to remember. Someone said something, this happened, that happened. Let it go, let go. So your energy, neurologists, if you ask them in brain capacity, they say, let's say there are 100 buttons in the brain or memory points. So a lot of people remember so many things that all buttons are used. A lot of unnecessary stuff is in the brain, in the memory. Really, it's so necessary then. If I have 100 buttons, then what should I remember? I know that these days it's an intellectual world. I should remember all telephone number. I should remember this. I didn't realize this recently when I am thinking that Didi Mohini used to teach when we came as young instruments. In the morning, whenever you have thought, write it down. So we have pad, pad and pen. In the morning, I have to whole day. These are the 9 things I have to do. Oh, I have to do this. I have to do this. She said, but how will you remember Baba then? If you always remember what you have to do, you won't be able to remember Baba. And I still remember her teachings immediately. And then you keep looking what you have done, what you still need to do. Some believe it, but I immediately started. And that helps me to keep my intellect free, not occupied, so that if Baba gives some touching direction, help, even if I have one task, but I am at unlimited service of God now. So maybe He wants me to give Sakash to someone, but my intellect is busy. And then when I came to foreign countries, Baba especially said, keep your intellect free so Baba can give you direction or you will be able to catch signals. Otherwise, engaged, keep coming, right? So this was, I was taught, and I really recommend everyone, if you want to increase remembrance of Baba and also keep your capacity uh, in such a way you will remember right thing at the right time. Anyway, that's another subject, but then is sanskars also. Not only I have to change sanskars, but I have to always cultivate good sanskar. If you keep creating good, negative, useless will disappear. So always pay attention. Whatever I'm doing is becoming sanskar. So when you keep creating good sanskar, then those sanskars will always take you higher and higher. And you will look royal also in whatever you do because you are creating divine sanskar, not only acting based on past sanskars. Purity is the light of the soul. Light is based on your sparkle in the soul is of purity. And this becomes your pure energy or power. So this bindu is very tiny, right? A point. But everything is within that. Everything gets merged in that, emerges from there. So while making efforts, we have to keep thinking about that in the sense of that soul as a seed has to be complete. I always need tilak of victory. I need to use full stop. I need to be bodiless so that I can be egoless. So last to conclude, soul consciousness helps us to be in silence. And silence is the power which we need now. Deep silence. Today Baba said about solitude. So one is solitude, good actually if I can be few hours on my own. But becoming in soul consciousness, you go and sit inner space of this center of forehead. It becomes like your private space, right? Like a cave, you go in, what we call introverted or seat of self-respect. Seat of self-respect. Just sit there, be detached observer for drama, part of everyone. Just be you with Baba. Enough space for me and Baba, not third one. So there are many, many wonders we can experience, and also for Baba's task, as I shared my blessing with you. And I really, really experienced that blessing because I don't ever know that you do something for not getting done. You do it to get it done. And I believe in that because I experienced, Baba said, if you are in soul consciousness, you will accomplish everything. And that is the power, personality, and energy world is unaware of. No one knows our secret, right? So it's very effective. And you become a very good instrument for sustaining yagya, for doing service and sustenance, all whatever is needed from each one of us. Well, it's a vast subject and I know time is over, but I just gave you little, and then you can take each point and reflect on that, try to experience, experiment three things, right? First, you reflect, understand each point, try to experience each point, and experiment, then you will know how useful, effective, beneficial, necessary is to be a bindu. Then you see the wonders of this. And when Baba comes, he looks where? At the bindu. And that bindu's light sparkle is shown on the face, very cheerful, contentment. So Baba looks and we also look at Baba. Okay, okay. Om Shanti. I think I have gone little more over my time, right?
Only a little, only a little. But it is, as you said, a vast topic. I was enjoying myself, and we actually we have had some questions come in, but I was feeling, this thing of Bindu or Sindhu, the wonder. There's an ocean of so much in that dot. So you gave us a drop, a taste now, and made us thirsty. So we want the whole ocean. But we have a few questions before we conclude here and go into meditation. This one's more just to clarify. I don't think it's quite a question, but just wanted to make sure, the soul wanted to make sure they understood. You had talked about these 5 capacities in the soul we need to take care of. One was the intellect, remembering what I need to remember and not what I don't need to remember. And the doingness, trying to remember so many things. You had mentioned this method that Didi had given you, that you write things down. If something comes, I need to do this, you write it down. So she asked, so that you're free to remember Baba. So she wanted to make sure she understood. She said, are you saying that to keep focus on Baba, you're writing it down, the things you need to do that come to the mind, so that you can stay focused on Baba? She just wanted to make sure she had understood.
I will remember Baba and also focus on the work. In the sense of, see, when I came to Baba and I started staying at center, I was still a university student. So that means I had to do studies, I have to take care of center, go to Madhuban, whatever it is. So I asked Mama or Didi both. I said, it's too much for me. I don't know whole day what to do. She said, no, you can. In the morning, whatever task you know you have to do, how much you have to study, you have to cook or whatever, 8, 9, whatever. And then your intellect can be in remembrance, but keep doing it and then say one is done, second done, third. And I found by 3 o'clock I was able to do everything. So I thought that's very good because you must have seen some students who have to study. Every time they say, but still they're not studying. And there are some, they say, these 2 hours I have to study, finish my homework. So timetable can be created properly if I write down, then give time half an hour for this, 1 hour for this. Otherwise, we are very much mixing everything and then we are never able to manage time. And I never had been a personality of rushing. I always feel you take your time and do everything in a very dignified, royal way. So you will be remembering Baba, you will be able to focus on your task and you will have enough time. So whenever any Brahmin says, I have too much to do, I feel they are not able to manage their time. Otherwise, if I think manage for the day, this is for the day and then is next day. So you will have good yoga, enough time to go in silence, and your spiritual efforts will also be equally very good.
Hmm. Thank you. Bit connected to managing the energy as well. We have a series of questions that I feel might be a little connected and very relevant to what's happening in the world today. So I'll see if I can merge them. It's one wrote, what is the way to protect yourself from people's energy, whether it's animosity, jealousy? If you don't perhaps do it this way, they might have resentment and being influenced by that, so it affects the yoga. How to protect yourself from that? Because again, if I want to give that pure energy, that sakash all the time, it's my time is passed battling against the influence of this energy rather than connecting to Baba. And this theme came up a bit, the idea of being affected by other people's energies, how to protect the self, especially at this time. So maybe you can address that a bit to remain protected from these energies, these influences.
Actually, elevated thoughts, pure thoughts, all the time keeping your own mind and intellect very focused on positive and pure. And it's like all the time, oh, good wishes for everyone, all the best, connect with God, all elevated thoughts, pure thoughts, and also intellect. So you don't allow that energy to be influenced. Like let's say you notice someone's sanskar of jealousy or trying to do something to hurt you, you immediately create such powerful energy that you protect yourself from there. And of course, when you are into this pure energy elevated, then you are also remembering Baba. So for me, I really, really create this aura of purity and elevated stage. Baba's love, Baba's drishti on me, so that no one's drishti ever affects me. Sometimes it's drishti, sometimes it could be someone's thought, sometimes it's circumstances, sometimes past karmas. But you have to really protect yourself by. That's why Baba has given us these methods. Manmanabhav, have good wishes for everyone, be in Baba's remembrance. And of course, bodiless stage could be one, especially if you are physically present somewhere. Then when you are bodiless, then nothing really affects you. We have to be careful, especially these days. No?
Yeah. There is a flood of questions coming in, so we might need a Q&A with Mohini Didi, but I will just say what I have witnessed from your sharing is that you're very proactive. That, even you suggested when you first came to Brahma Baba, he gave you these practices that you've been speaking so much about practicing Anadi Swarup, the eternal form, proactively, so that you have a natural state of power when these other energies might be happening. When Mohini Didi shared that there is a time for bodiless, an appropriate time to practice soul consciousness, you explained the difference. Is this mature and practical understanding needed so that I am able to respond to interactions and situations appropriately, what a soul who is in front of me needs, so I'm moving forward instead of creating more mistakes?
I think what you can do, just read the questions and I see if I
Okay.
can
Okay.
brief. How much time we have depends.
We have maybe a couple more minutes. What is the
Yeah.
difference between, well, I'll just read one more. What is the difference between keeping the intellect free and keeping the mind free? Can the intellect be free if the mind isn't, and vice versa? Just trying to understand when the intellect, not the mind, has gotten caught somewhere. So there is other questions on mind, intellect, etc.
Yeah. Actually, intellect is more watching the mind, using for power to discern, and also, of course, creating planning and all that. Or even if you are logic way you are working, that's where intellect comes. Mind is has more like to do with wandering, lack of concentration, lack of focus. So mind jumps. And sometimes we allow that to happen, we not focus. So mind could be more concentration, and it could be attachments where mind is pulled, habit of allowing it to be wandering, it's not really focus. Good concentration of intellect, but not necessarily mind. So intellect has more like in planning and remembering and power to discern. Didi used to teach us that if your mind is thinking too much, intellect has a lot of work first to sort out with the mind. But if you did gradually see that mind doesn't wander, that intellect has more time for other things. Otherwise, intellect is like a watchman, no, watching mind. Oh, this might not happen, that might not happen. So it's like on duty of a watchman more. You can experience these are the things traditionally I am taught, and I really try to apply them. They are useful.
I think
Okay.
that's what we feel, is that you are in a way a bridge to those traditional practices that we're, that saying, as it was in the beginning, so it'll be at the end. We have a hunger for those traditional practices, or back to basics. So I know that at this point, and I think this might help with a lot of the questions, we want to just experience actually at this point. So the idea was, and I apologize if we didn't get to your question, they were all very good questions. We just have limitations of time. We'll have to continue in the subtle region, I guess. But at this point, just to practice. So Didi, we're going to invite you to conduct meditation at this point. Obviously, you will be in that experience with Baba, and we'll have an opportunity to also do the same in that guided
So you
experience.
can,
So,
maybe
yeah.
you can send questions to our chat box, Vyakti Parivar. I will look at it. And also, thank you very much, because in short time, so many points. Why I gave? Because if you have 10, 20, take each one and reflect on that, and then try to experience it and experiment. So take bit by bit, it's a whole meal, but you can eat little so that everything, and if it's not clear, you can always send the questions to me. And so
Thank you.
thank you very much, Judy, also. Okay.
It was the wonder of the point form. It was very full. All right.
Take a deep breath, sit straight. Because when you sit straight, you are able to breathe properly. And you are able to get enough oxygen to your brain and heart, and let go of everything, even what you have heard. Create gradually this stillness of mind, mind completely calm. And now I create the awareness and bring all the energy towards the center of forehead. Withdraw, become calm. The awareness of my own presence, pure energy, seated on the seat of self-respect as a pure, peaceful, loveful energy. As a soul, I am pure being. I am loveful. I am peaceful. And take these vibrations from the awareness into your whole being, including body, so that every part of the body very deeply is relaxed. I am breathing peacefully. So that this alignment between soul and the body, let the rays of the light heal your not only body, but also if there is anything within the soul, just be loveful, peaceful, and self-respect as child of God. and become aware of my inherited qualities from God. He is ocean of love, ocean of peace, knowledgeful, world benefactor. And being God's child, all these are my natural qualities. To stay in this awareness, and you gradually feel very big pull from Baba. And you hear the words of Baba as sweet child, beloved child, long lost and found child. I feel the presence of parents as God, as mother and father. And I have the vision for the world as my family, God's children. So whatever I receive from Baba, I share with the world family, all the souls of the world. So I take in everything, all the vibrations, and also I share with the whole world, my global family. Always have pure feelings for everyone. Baba gives us drishti, fills us with power and all the blessings. I just need to receive. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. On behalf of the whole family, I'm actually very touched by the experience today, of course, deep appreciation, that wave of appreciation from all of us to very sweet Mohini Didi, very touched by the sharing, and that very pure desire to empower all of us.
Happy to
But
see you all.
I also was feeling the wonder of everyone in the gathering. I hope you felt the wonder of yourself, you the point. Did you feel the wonder of yourself? That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the point. And I also, of course, was so touched. I felt the wonder of our Father, the Supreme Point, who continues to sustain us in such a powerful way. So from the heart, Mohini Didi, thank you very much.
Thank
Very
you.
moved. Onwards and upwards. I think we're ending with a short video, and I typed in the chat box for everyone the Gmail for Avyakti Parvar. If you had questions, I know my questions were washed away with the ocean I just experienced, but if you have questions, contact Avyakti Parvar. I know Mohini Didi is sincere when she said she will answer your questions. So we have a comment. Thanks, Mohini, sweet, sweet Didi. All right, we'll go to video now.
Om Shanti. Thanks a lot, Sister Judy.